16 years old. He was 16 when he won that.
He was
That's
very
true.
young. Dude, that's crazy to think about because Super Ken, to me, has just been like a baby boy for the longest time.
Yeah.
It's crazy to imagine that they're the same age. But it's drafting time between both of our teams, ONIC Esports. Going to be on blue side.
Still Ben Granger.
And Bigatron Alpha going to be on red side.
So are they gonna give the EV here?
Yeah.
Okay, so ONIC Esports will take it, and that is the best pick you want to go for because Moreno's actually undefeated with EVs, 5-0 this season.
And it's also one of the highest win rate here at the SPS. Highest ban rate as well. 77% is really, really good for the few games that we've seen it so far. Bigatron Alpha, though, I'm curious to see whether they want to pick up Loyi this time around.
Yeah.
Ah, Loyi would be good. But then they also have a Valentina option with them if ever they pick high loss early on. However, I wonder if they will consider stealing away something surprise like a Jawhead. We haven't seen the... I'm trying to remember if we've seen Jawhead Eve. Because ONIC rarely gets the Eve at this point. But Moskov and Suyo are their priority here. And I think because of the dip of Granger and the fact that he's not here right now, it seems like Moskov is the best marksman, gold laner available with Harith gone also.
Yeah, I think it's also a way to deny the pick away from ONIC, right? Because for ONIC, they really love to start the draft first phase on blue side with the triple purple. Yve, Phobius, Moskov. That's what they like to do. And if they don't get it, they go for the Yve, Jawhead, Nolan. So far for ONIC Esports, this is a very... We were talking about how their drafts were unorthodox and very unpredictable in the group stage, but so far here, it has looked like they have taken the success of the group stage and made it their template.
Yeah, I think that ONIC Esports, with the first 3 picks that we're seeing right now, it's going to be so fast. We've seen a lot of Jawheads help with the double buff clear, especially when you're already on Nolan, who clears the jungle relatively fast. On top of the Jawhead, you're going to be so far ahead so early on.
Yeah, and I think the Jawhead was sort of a soft block pick towards the Valentina. Because with Valentina, you want to get close, and you don't want to get anywhere near close to a Jawhead early on. So they go for the low E that you mentioned earlier, Gideon. So they have a lot of macro control. I think Bigatron Alpha saw what ONIC Esports can do if you're trying to dance with them in the close to mid-range with what happened to RQ. Hoshi getting swept and had a lot of difficulty there. So they're going to be playing around the map a bit more. With the Suyo already in the jungle, hopefully they can pair it up with a good roamer and EXP that can supplement with the early to mid-game trading that you will need to take. You cannot just focus on the mid to late game. You need to supplement the Suyo to be the bridge for your Moskov to get to his farm.
Which really begs the question of what exactly are these bans going to be. High Loss, one of the generally on average, has been doing pretty good in the win rate as well as its pick rate on red side. Coming back to ONIC Esports, they respond by getting rid of the chills. So now they're getting rid of the signatures. And I like the fact that both ONIC Esports and as well as Bigatron Alpha, they're not going for the double flex pick. They're just going, not even for a regular flex pick even. They're very honest with their mid trios.
Yeah, so far very honest. I think it's because, again, they both know each other so well that even if they go for flex picks, they can kind of read it out already. Great high-low span here. They have the Loyi, Suyo, and also the Moskov. So they have a lot of damage, but it's going to be very difficult to deal with someone as beefy as a high-lows. And the fact that they already have Suyo and Moskov means that maybe they might go for the Gatot Kacha ban too, right? I think that's also open. But the thing is, in this patch, it is, or not just this patch, previous patch too, we don't see a lot of XP Gatots anymore. So they decided to go for the Bruno ban, stopping Savero.
Maybe ONIC Esports might consider actually banning out the Akai from Luke. Because the Akai doesn't need to worry too much about Jawhead Eve or the Nolan. Actually, you could mess up the Nolan quite a bit if you can time your heavy spin right to stop his combo or his entry, or you could even use the heavy spin to push the Jawhead away when he has a moment to toss one of your teammates back if you're really looking at taking away a strong EXP laner option.
I feel like there needs to be an enabler, right? I think that right now ONIC has a pretty strong combination of Jawhead as well as the Eve, but I think that Masha ban also really good coming in from ONIC Esports. At least now you don't have to worry about the bulldozer in the backline that takes way too long to get rid of. Gatot going to be locked in for the side of Bigatron Alpha. We're expecting it to go roam. Now over to ONIC Esports.
So it's going to be light on the Gatot Kacha, and this is where we start to throw out the questions because we were talking about the Cho, why it was picked for light. It's a comfort pick and it's very easy to communicate, right? All you need to do is, I kick this guy, you kill this guy. Gatot is a bit weirder when it comes to the communication. You have to have proper coordination with your team as to how you use the AOG, how you use the taunt, and even the revitalize to play around the team, especially with the Loyi. Great Phobius and Irithel pick from ONIC Esports though. The Irithel against Moskov is kind of a 50-50 matchup, but the Phobius here is great. They are now going to have two picks, Nolan and Phobius, that can capitalize on Jawhead physical defense shred.
I was curious about this because I felt like ONIC Esports, there was probably an argument for Badang here in case you didn't want to go into the coin toss of Lucas into Phoveus. Bigatron Alpha, now they're very not inclined to picking Lucas at all at this point. They might just have to throw Gatot into that EXP sector unless they're comfortable with just playing CC into Phoveus.
Exactly, yeah. CC's still open, so I think that's why they picked the Gatot Kacha fourth, because they were looking for the EXP trade that might happen. And they go Guinevere. Okay.
I'm okay with this.
XP?
I think it's Rome.
It's Rome. 100% it has to go to the Rome, right?
Because if we're talking about serving dinner on a plate, no, that's wild.
It's Luke on Gwyn. See, that's why when it's Luke in the building, you might have to think about it another way. Because you have a playmaker in Light, but who wants to be the real playmaker? I think most of the times, it has to be Luke. The guy wants to be the one to go in for the crazy plays on Lapu Lapu, Masha, and now we get to see it on Gwyn.
Oh man, that is some wild stuff. I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm actually really liking the way the draft is starting to shape up for both these sides. We're getting a little bit of a flavor from BTR and ONIC being ONIC. It's going to be those big wombo combos. So coming into this match here, what do you guys think of? We'll throw it to you guys for the compositions. Break it down for us as we move into our very first best of 3 series here in the play-ins.
What do you think?
Well, you know, the way I see it is that they needed a EXP laner that could serve as like the front substitute roamer while the Gatot Kacha stays back. Yep. And I think the Guinevere can, if you time it well enough, should be able to shut down what the Jawhead wants to do to you and try not to pick you off. It's still quite experimental in my eyes, but the theory is there.
I agree with you. It's definitely very, very experimental here. Great start for Kairi with the help of the Jawhead, and I think this is the reason they really, really like the Jawhead in their compositions. It enables Kairi to be the carry very early on. You get the first 2 buffs instantly, right? But I think for Bigatron Alpha, they've kind of already managed that too. They have gotten away to react to the ONIC Esports clear speed with the Jawhead, because Super Ken has gone straight from purple to orange, not taking anything else, and he's gone for the full clear for 4.
Yeah, good adjustment, just to make sure you level the, of course, raw rotational speed that the Nolan can dish out. The XP lane, still, maybe we'll see just how much better it'll fare once we're closer around to the level 4s, once we see them into the roam rotating a little bit more. But all I see right now is very active center of the map, and actually the side lanes might both be dead lanes for quite some time.
Yeah, it's just about farming, about getting to their power spikes. Luke, though, has gone for Flicker, not the Revitalize. I played with a couple of XP Guinevere's. Shout out to Ray Ash. He always goes for Revitalize, and this time it's a Flicker. So really all about that playmaking, engaging. Oh, going out to Luke B. Spatial Migration does not land now. Going for some damage. Luke B able to escape, but gets chunked, gets punished for taking the wave.
Shame that didn't land. That could have been an early first blood already for Bigatron Alpha, and it did. But now with the Phoveus pushed a little bit back, that means that allows Bigatron Alpha a little bit of breathing room since Keyboy had to help clear the minion wave first. But ONIC Esports can contest.
Yep. Taunt. Oh, Super Ken misses the Retribution! Kairi steals it away. Lippy walks up forward, gets the Infernal Pursuit, and it's a win for ONIC. First blood and a kill.
Slight slip up. That was the best chance for Bigatron Alpha to get that without that much of a problem. Just really need to hit that Retribution. But it hurt because Super Ken also got taken down. And just as quick, though, Luke.
Spatial Migration, escaping Keyboy follows with the unstoppable force, gets the kill, and now it's 2-0.
All right, so the little interaction that we were talking about with Guinevere that might potentially happen, we saw a sort of a glimpse of it. It's a little bit tougher for Luke to pull it off, but there should be a window wherein you waste the ultimate of the Jawhead while at the same time you're able to dodge the Phoveus. So maybe later on we'll see it timed a little bit better, but I'd also like to think of it as ONIC Esports and Keyboy knew when to time the unstoppable force just to make sure they could catch Luke.
Oh, another attempt from Luke. He's the type of player to just, pop the Spatial Migration. We miss it 5 times, but that one time we get it, it's going to be big kind of player,
Yeah, just to... It's like a Franco in a way, You miss all the hooks, but if you get that one hook, it's just going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. In terms of the go, we already... Okay. Severo's already double laning somewhat. Just trying to equal it out. Yeah, the center of the map just doesn't look good for Bigatron Alpha right now. It's much more reactive. Just their composition alone. The most reactive one they have is their jungler, but you really do not want to get close to the Jawhead and the Nolan.
And with the gold lead that ONIC already have gotten for themselves, 1,803 minutes. This is very comfortable ONIC esports in the 3rd minute of the game. Usually you would see them try to look for creative angles of attack. Now they're all just playing safe. You can see how far back Savero is, how far back Lutpi is. As long as they don't see Moreno on the map, or Super Cat Light, they're going to play very far back. Oh, great dodge from Lutpi. Walks forward to escape the spatial migration. Now dishing back damage onto Luke. Goes in for the Violet Requiem, though. Lutpi going to be caught in the bad spot still. Now got back up from Sans. Real world reflection. Lutpi flickers out Keyboy. Catches them with the unstoppable force, brings light with the ejector to Lutpi. A good taunt to try to escape, and Lutpi won't be able to find it. Now Kyrie in a 1v1 against Super Ken Fracture. It's a retry from both Kyrie and Ken.
Way too close. Super Ken does not have his purple buff. Keyboy knows this, so he's going to annoy Super Ken. He might actually try to take him down.
Don't flicker!
He flickered forward! He picked him off!
Keyboy! The signature aggression of Keyboy being displayed in game number 1 against Bigatron Alpha. Super Ken now down 2 levels as Kyrie continues the pressure. Going into the enemy jungle, stealing a green camp, another one up top. No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to get too greedy. He knows he's in the lead.
Bigatron Alpha, I think they just need to settle now that they have one more chance at a play to try and equalize things, and if they don't get that, then they're going to be settling for regaining momentum past 10 minutes, past maybe even 12 minutes. Depends on how badly it goes. In terms of the damage you're seeing, yep, it's pretty much just ONIC on the upper half of that damage leaderboard. And they can just continue this, honestly. Their window of error, their margin of error is small. Even if Keyboy gets caught out, that's just going to be Keyboy. You have the rest of the map that you're still very much okay with. Seems like Savero is handling Eman quite well. He's not dominating him, but this is one of the sides of Savero that we talked about that we could see that is just like, I'm just going to do my best to manage it.
Keyboy pops in the conceal. Sans pops in with a Void Blast. Eman throws out the SOD. Smart move by Eman to escape a possible gank. Savero, though, will be able to deny Eman of the gold. No! Eman walks back up, clears the wave. Now diversion up top, though. Savero pops in a heavy crossbow instantly. Doesn't want to leave it up to chance.
Yeah, imagine if he just stood there. It's like, I can take this. Then, surprise, suddenly it's the entire Bigatron Alpha. Luke, gets a knock up.
Spatial migration, the Violet Requiem now stunning Keyboy up. They're looking for the kill here with the taunt too. The Light is the one to take the kill. Now 4-2 in kills, but Sans is starting to really hurt Super Ken. Caught in the bad spot. AOG onto Kyrie. Light, taking a whole lot of damage. Jumps back in, pops Revitalize, and will be able to sustain. Hold up, Lutpi. No, he won't take it.
That was such a good read, though. Lutpi almost got knocked out by Luke, but you could see he was waiting for what could have been the entry by anyone. He just stood there. It's like, all right, is anyone going to be coming in? And Luke thought Lutpi would go forward, but Luke, just right at the edge of the spatial migration, missed it.
And now it's a free turtle to ONIC Esports. Nothing Bigatron Alpha can do. If they decided to contest that, that would have been a dead team for sure with a 3,000 gold lead, and they're already sieging down mid. Light trying to be the guy to clear out the waves. He is getting poked, but he's done enough. Purple buff low, and Super Ken's nowhere to be seen. No, he's gone to the orange buff, conceding the purple. ONIC take it.
Yeah, so what we were talking about earlier, that even if Bigatron Alpha get a pick maybe at the Keyboy, ONIC Esports wouldn't need to worry much about slipping their lead. That's exactly what happened. Keyboy got picked off, but that happened right before the turtle. But in a sequence wherein ONIC Esports was still very healthy, that they don't need to worry about Bigatron Alpha pushing forward. It was actually a bit of adding salt to the wound, wherein Keyboy was the first one taken out, but Keyboy respawned just in time, just to tell Super Ken, you're really not getting this purple buff, with tossing it back.
Now BTR really on the back foot. They've done a good job at keeping their turrets alive, though, right? You would expect the tier 1s to be down at this point of the game with ONIC having such a big lead. But I guess for BTR, they still have pretty solid wave clear, great frontliners, and again, the playmaking ability. Keyboy conceals spatial migration. Super Ken followed through by Lutpi there with the charge in. Lutpi caught on the bad spot, goes in, flickers out of the AOG. Light unable to get the catch, but they have bought a bit more time again.
Diversion.
This time, though, tier 1 taken down. Diversion.
Oh, no way. No way ONIC Esports read into that. They read into it. You saw Kyrie would have just walked forward. They checked those throws, but then they realized, wait, that's one throw, and he was able to dash away too.
With the fracture! Kyrie with the instincts!
That was too fast. Way too fast, bro. I mean, you said earlier they know each other so well. Right now, it looks like ONIC Esports knows Bigatron too well.
They do. They really do. They know to the T when Bigatron Alpha will go for a desperate play, when Luke will go for one of those spatial migration flickers in a bad spot. And man, that read was phenomenal. Kyrie.
It also took a lot of discipline that before that diversion, when Light entered with the avatar of Guardian, ONIC Esports, any other time, I could have sworn that they were going to continue pushing forward because it looked so good for them. And it was still a good attempt by Light, but I don't think even Bigatron Alpha knew or expected that ONIC Esports would back off. So now it's a 4-1 split. Well, 3-2. Bigatron Alpha just showing, but I don't think they'll heavily contest. This is a bit too risky with Moskov split pushing up top.
They'll get a tier 2, that's for sure, as a trade here. Moreno will continue this diversion coming down. It's going to be onto the bottom. Sets up, Hero pops a heavy crossbow. Gets baited in, now gets caught with a Soul Sever 2 and will fall. Kyrie secures the Lord. Eman is joining the skirmish as well. Keyboy walking up. Lippy able to find a stun onto Eman. That's a flicker out from Eman. It's Light assassinated by Kyrie. Now it's Kyrie on the flags. Keyboy walks forward. Spear of Misery to kite back. Kyrie walking up against Super Ken. Soul Sever, but gets fractured by Kyrie as he gets the double kill.
Sans able to sidestep, but Ludwig still going after Moreno. Is he going to go under tower? Kyrie waiting, trying to get Eman, trying to get someone.
Just trying to bait out the Spear of Misery before he commits, but he's cancelled out some of his recalls from Bigatron Alpha. Moreno does get out in the end here, and it is full defense now for BTR. In the mid lane they go. Lord 1, luckily for BTR, so they should be able to still clear it with no problems, but they will lose a tier 2 down below to the enhanced minions.
Great discipline by ONIC Esports. You see every team fight, it isn't just go, go, go. It's go, wait, hold, look for an ability. Once you see someone use a knock-up, a dash, anything, that's when you go forward. It's conditional team fighting that ONIC Esports is showing right now that I don't think Bigatron Alpha expected out of ONIC Esports. Bigatron Alpha are playing this like they would any other team, which is let's go, let's just fight it out and try to out-micro them. ONIC Esports, they're out-microing and outsmarting Bigatron Alpha.
They really are. So far, ONIC Esports have had the control every step of the way. Even these team fights where Bigatron Alpha get a big pick, Savero was down. But at this point, Savero isn't really the main carry. It's Sans and Kyrie. Mainly, I think Kyrie here as the assassin. Coming in the end and looking for the pickoff. Sans is the main damage dealer. So for Bigatron Alpha, as we get into the later stage, they have to be way more careful as to who they target. If they use all their resources on Savero, it's going to be bad. But if they use all their resources on Sans, it'll be similarly bad because Savero will constantly be scaling up.
Yeah, with a very scrappy lineup of ONIC Esports, like which one do you go for?
Exactly.
Yeah, they already saw that, okay, if they try to go for Ludwig first, Ludwig can buy time. Even more so now, despite having more damage on the side of Bigatron Alpha. At this point, there's a conceal on the side of ONIC Esports that they can utilize so they can respond to whatever trouble Ludwig finds himself in.
Wow.
So, in terms of the items, Thunderbelt and Tigras.
Eman is actually up on gold while he's even with Savero, which is, again, impressive considering ONIC has held such a strong grasp in this game for 12 minutes.
True. I mean, they did level the laning phase, and then Eman was able to get that push up top, so maybe that's where the good amount of the gold came from.
Purple buff. Take it again. This time, Retribution from Kyrie. Even with the Lord coming up, it's no problem because they know there's no threat of BTR actually contesting. They're going to have to look for a big fight if they actually want to contest.
Again, poses the question, where are you going to find it? Who are you going to punish first? Clearly, Kyrie or maybe Savero might be your main target, considering that with the scrappiness of the ONIC lineup, they don't really have a peeler for Savero. Their peel is with aggro. Where are ONIC?
Yeah, Savero was in the bottom side, actually. So Bigatron Alpha have an angle to start this sub. The diversion used up. Luke will be the one to take it. To the back he goes.
Heal.
That's an ejector. Oh, they find him on Keyboy! What a pick! Moreno trying to run away. Flickers out to safety, but gets caught in the midst of the battle. Kyrie slays him. Luke is next to fall. Light. Revitalize won't save you here. It's a double kill for Kyrie, and it is all ONIC Esports.
That was just way too clean. They were adjusting their positioning, but in that split split moment, it was Emma that was in front of the pack, and now it's only Supercan left to defend. This looks bad for Bigatron.
Lutpi chasing forward, just zoning Supercan away. 13 minutes is all it takes for ONIC Esports to dispose of Bigatron Alpha.
Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure that's not how Bigatron Alpha would have liked to start this. While ONIC Esports